We're told that unless we become as little children, we will no wise enter the kingdom of heaven. When I first started practicing these principles, I didn't even know that I was practicing these principles, and yet they were manifesting in my life. When I was probably about between 7 and 8 years old, I had this very large wart right on the center of my forehead. So the children, of course, as children can be, they were cruel because, of course, of this large wart on the front of my forehead. Now, I tried to pick this wart off, and the wart would return. No matter what I did, the wart continued to return. And what I finally decided to do was begin to look at myself in the mirror and imagine myself being without that wart. And over a course of time, I don't even remember when it happened. I just know one day I woke up and looked in the mirror and the wart was no more. Another time as a kid, I had this crush on this beautiful girl named Kim Gentry. Now, I never did see myself as a kid as being someone who was able to attract someone like Kim Gentry, but I began to imagine what it would be like to know her. And so I actually became friends and acquainted with her cousins. And one time she came over to the house and we talked, and I got my first kiss from Kim Gentry and my last kiss. But if you set your attention, even as a child, that you can manifest those things that you desire. And I always wanted to have opportunities to earn income. And so we used to work on what we call summer programs. And when those summer programs were over, then you went back to school and you were pretty much at that time without income. And I began imagining myself having income. Now, what happened was I started getting opportunities, odd-end jobs, entrepreneurial opportunities. And with these, I would clean up yards, help people with their paper routes, various things as that. And one day, a friend out of the blue called me and told me that his employer was hiring and told me to get my application in. And that was my first real job, that carried me on through high school. Why do I tell you all these things? There's other manifestation tools that I can tell you about, but why do I tell you about these things? Neville often says that imagination creates reality. When you begin to believe that the thing that you want to manifest in your life is possible, first of all, but then when it becomes reality and you begin thinking from, not thinking of, but seeing yourself being the person in the places, having the things that you want to have. Don't see it as something as this futuristic thing, but see it as happening now. And before I close, I want to give you one other example. When I was in high school, I would see this poster on the wall, and there was this guy driving this convertible. And I put myself, and again, I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but I put myself in imagination as that guy driving the convertible. And years later, when I owned my own convertible, I've reflected back on visualizing and seeing myself in that picture of that man driving that convertible. So what is it that you want to manifest in your life? Begin seeing it real. But we're told, bottom line, unless you become as a little child, you will no wise enter into the state or the kingdom of heaven. Heaven is that desire state or that expanded state of the things that you desire to manifest in your life. When you get into that heavenly state, when you know that you are the person that you desire to be, all of your manifestations will begin ushering in to you. You become the person you see in your mind's eye, and all the world will open and give space to your imagination. They must, by decree of divine law, be it unto you according to your faith. This is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.